Hi guys, so I just want to quickly address, yes, I've dyed my hair orange and it's in the middle of air drying at the moment, so do excuse like my wet hair. It's probably not the best thing to have a white shirt on. But yeah, if you want to know what I used, I have an Instagram post that I'll link below if you want, but you probably won't be seeing much of my orange hair because you guys probably know I'm addicted to making videos and then making more on top of that and then forgetting about the old ones. So I've got tons that, like, I feel the latest is from like end of last year that I still haven't uploaded yet. So you kind of know that with my camera as well. Some of them are the older quality, my hair looks different, that sort of stuff, so you probably won't see too much of this right now. But yeah, thought I'd quickly get that out of the way. Anyway, I have got a rather massive collection of books that I got during June. Something's just arrived today actually, and I don't want to show you the front because it's got my address on, but this is a book that the author Howdee-haie, I think that's how you pronounce it, sent my way really nicely. Basically, I read her book called Thrive via NetGalley. You've probably heard my thoughts on it, whether my wrap-ups up before this or not, but yeah, I read that during June as well and I really enjoyed it, and I just thought I'd contact her and say I really like your book, it's great, blah blah blah, I can send you my review if you want. And she said, oh, thank you very much, I can send you a physical copy of it, because she had some of the like arcs left over in physical format. And I was like, oh my god, yes please, because I really want to dissect it and go through it nice and calmly. It's kind of like a self-help book for a more eco-friendly lifestyle, and it's amazing. So I thought I'd do a little unboxing of this. It didn't take too long actually. I feel like it took about 2 weeks because I think she's from California or something and I'm here in Essex in the UK, so it wasn't too bad to be honest. So I thought I'd dive into this and then I'll show you the other books that I got and some little stories and what they're about and stuff like that. Okay. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Okay. I think she sent me 2. Wow, I'm making so much mess. Oh, so yeah, she sent me 2. I do hope I haven't got any hair dye in my hands. I don't. Yeah, so this is what the beautiful book looks like. Wow, and I think there's something. Oh, she signed it for me. That is so sweet. Oh, dedication. I dedicate this book to you, Jen. Right, that's the first one. It says, to exist is to be at one point in time. To live is to experience every passing moment with your 5 senses and your mind open. To thrive is to think beyond what is best for each of us right now and to act upon what is best for our world for the future. And that is the rarest thing of all. It is our collective selflessness that can give us a chance to create a forever. Kay Shane. Oh, and she's dated it and she's got a signature. This is my first... I think this is my first signed book, guys. Like, that is personalised to me. Oh, thank you very much. And there's some stuff in here. Oh, wow. It says, let's thrive. Thanks, Health Nut. With your blank card, colour in and write a thank you note to someone you are appreciative of. And then it says a reference to one of the chapters in her books. With the part illustrations within your book, colour them in to make them come alive. You know, when I was reading it on ebook form, I thought, oh, this would be fun to colour, but basically it's got nice little illustrations running throughout the book, so that's a great idea. So yeah, 1, colour them in to make them come alive. 2, share your creativity using the hashtag #ThriveTheBook. May your life be filled with love, wisdom, blessings and lots of healthy, meaningful choices. Oh, and then there's a little thank you note, and that's what I can fill in and give to somebody else. And a little envelope for it as well. How sweet. That is so kind of her. That is really nice. It was really well packaged as well. Like this bag that it's in, although you can't see it, it's got bubble wrap, or oh whoa, that's what it is. It's got this like fluffy stuff in between to kind of soften it. Wow. And I think it was sent airmail as well, so it was really well packaged. Blimey, I don't know what the heck that stuff is, but it was really well packaged. So I will read you the back of what this is. It's your time to thrive. Will getting your dream job, buying your dream car, living in your dream home and going on your dream vacation enable you to live a happily ever after? Will eating balanced diets, exercising regularly and sleeping well be sufficient for long-term health? Contrary to what you might think, the answers are no and no. Why? Because happiness is not something you can conquer in the outside world, but an ongoing positive state of mind that must first be cultivated within you. And total wellness requires us to take care of not only ourselves, but also the planet that we all call home. Through the use of research-based evidence, easy-to-do exercises and suggestions for how the reader can create sustainability in all areas of life, Thrive shows you how to build psychological wealth, strengthen the mind-body connection to boost physical well-being, make informed and healthy food choices, shop for non-toxic, eco-conscious daily consumer products, and travel in ways that will transform you and the people you meet. Are you ready for an eye-opening journey to true personal wellness and world sustainability? What I might do with this is give the other one to my dad, because I was telling him about it as I was reading it, and he's totally in, like, he's in touch with all that, all the kind of self-awareness and eco-lifestyle sort of thing, and I said he'd really enjoy it. But now I've got two, I might give him the other one. I think he'd be really pleased with that. So thank you very, very much for sending this my way. I think your name's pronounced Camilla Chain or Shane. I'm really sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but I really do appreciate this. And yeah, let's move on to the rest of the haul. Oh wow, I'm really happy. That's so kind of her. The next stuff I've kind of got written down on a little list, because these are e-arcs or e-books that I keep forgetting to mention in hauls. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't have the synopsis to hand, I'm just going to read the names of them and include a picture on the side. The two I kept forgetting to mention was House Trap. He offered to give me a ebook version of it in exchange for an honest review, so I'm currently reading it at the moment. I don't know if I'll finish it by the time my wrap-up's due, but yeah, it's quite interesting. It's about a girl that goes into this house. It kind of looks like a perfect dream house, and she goes there to tutor this other girl who's kind of like the popular cheerleader in her school, but she doesn't realise that there are people trying to kill her as soon as she enters the house or something like that. I'm reading it at the moment. I'm not too far in, so I don't have many solid points, but yeah, that's one of the book. And the other book I forgot to mention was Curse of the Phoenix by, I think it's Ray Wagner. I got this as a free ebook. I think Reagan from the Peruse Project had a link where she was like offering the author's free book because the author was doing it or something if you signed up for the newsletter. I haven't started that yet, but I've got that sitting in my collection of ebooks, and it's about a girl who's actually a sphinx, which is interesting because I'm just thinking about the massive Egyptian sphinx. How can you, I don't know, is it some sort of secret power? I don't really know too much about it, but it sounded interesting enough that I would want to go and get this copy, so I've got that as well. And then I received a free ebook by Aaron, I'm not too sure how to pronounce his name, of his book called Elpis, and also his comic. I think it was free for a limited amount of time. I'm not too sure how long that runs for, but yeah, his comic called A/D. So Elpis, I can't really remember too much about what it is, but I remember it drawing my attention for a while because I read a taster sampler kind of thing for it, I think last year, and I really enjoyed what I read. So when he was looking for people to review his books and stuff, I said, oh, I'll jump on that bandwagon. And he also included like a free to read version of his comic, and that's more, I've already read this one, so it will already be featured in my wrap up, but it's kind of set in a post World War III world. Everybody lives under the water or something like that, and it's kind of like a cop story mixed in with that, so very interesting concepts merged together. Again, you'll hear more about my thoughts on that in my wrap up. And then on DeviantArt, if any of you have DeviantArt, you should totally follow me, because actually I don't do much on there, but you should, because I always get spur of the moments where I want to upload stuff on there, and then I do, and then it's fun. But there's this guy I follow on there. He did a book. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. I got one of his comics or graphic novels on NetGalley once called Death Vigil, and I started to follow him on DeviantArt because I really like the art style, the story and that. And he's recently uploaded the whole of his new graphic, like the first volume of his new graphic novel called Ravine. I can't remember too much about what it's about, but I downloaded it and I think I'll start that soon. So yeah, I'm really excited to start that. So that's all in terms of ebooks and things. Next, I'm going to show you what I got in Chelmsford a few weeks back. I'll link down my general haul and also the toy haul that me and Joe did on Ninjago. But yeah, I got a few books, and I really should stop buying after this because this is ridiculous. And would you believe that I've still got a book haul that I have yet to upload? Yeah, that'll probably come maybe next month, maybe, I'm not too sure. But let's just get started with these ones. So they have this really awesome kind of market day thing on Saturdays. I don't know if it's just on the weekends in Chelmsford. And they have this awesome bookstall. It's like cram-packed with everything, and you can get 3 books, any 3 books, in a deal for £5. I think that's what it was. And I got 6. Granted, Joe got me the bottom 3 and I got myself the top 3, but yeah, here's what I got. So I have got these 2 books. I think it's part of a trilogy, but I'm not sure what the trilogy is called, and I think my friend Chelsea mentioned this one before. I'm not sure if it's the first and the third or the first and the second, but this is The Rats by James Herbert with a foreword from Neil Gaiman, who's one of my favourite authors, and then I've got the other one which I think is in that series called Fluke. I couldn't find the third one. There's so many, I think I'm just going to quickly fly through the back rather than try and interpret it in my own words. So basically this is a special 40th anniversary edition and it's bloody gorgeous. Whoever told me about it, it sounded really bloody intense and cool, and it's a nice soft touch one too. I love soft touch. It was only when the bones of the first devoured victims were discovered that the true nature and power of these swarming black creatures with their razor sharp teeth and taste for human blood began to be realised by a panic-stricken city. For millions of years man and rat had been natural enemies, but now for the first time, suddenly, shockingly, horribly, balance of power had shifted. So I think this is kind of like an invasion, if you will, of these rats and them kind of taking over the world, not in terms of like superior humanoid rat beings. I don't think it's like that. I think it's just like an infestation. I can't see any more really about what it's about other than that kind of extract. I'm assuming it's an extract, but it's very small, but I've heard it's quite intense, so I'm excited to start that. And then I don't want to read the back of this because I'm pretty sure it's part of that series, whatever it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, and I just realised I've scratched it. I've got a little hole. Oh no, that's a shame, isn't it? But yeah, this second one is Fluke. Of course, I was looking for the third one in what I assume that is a trilogy, but I couldn't find it, so I got the Memoirs of Cleopatra, a novel by Margaret George. So let's just see what it's about. So this is a mesmerising story of power and ambition of Queen Cleopatra in her own words, apparently. Cleopatra's story spans from the young queen's earliest memories of her father's tenuous rule to her own reign over one of the most glittering kingdoms in the world. It is also a tale of passion that begins when the 21-year-old Cleopatra, desperate to return from exile, seeks out the one man who can help her, Julius Caesar. And it does not end until, having survived the assassination of Caesar and the defeat of the second man she loves, Mark Antony, she plots her own death. So that's going to be really exciting to read because I do like Egyptian history as well as mythology, and just mythology and history of other countries like in the past, if that makes sense. So I thought I'd kind of get a better knowledge and see what this is about, and it's a really cool cover as well. That's pretty eye-catching. And then the next 3 books that Joe got me from that same shop, I don't know what it's called, I'm really sorry, but if you're local to Chelmsford you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, these 3 are by Cassandra Clare, and it's the 3 books in her Mortal Instruments series. So I have got book 1, which is City of Bones, book 3 which is City of Glass, and book 4 which is City of Fallen Angels. And the reason I didn't get them in order is because the other ones were different covers and I kind of all wanted them in this nice cover. So yeah, this is from the Shadowhunters Chronicles. I've been really wanting to see the show. I think it's on Netflix, I think, but apparently it's not as good as the books, and I do want to start the books. I had intended to just borrow all of them from the library at one stage if I ever got around to reading them, but these covers are just gorgeous. I had to get my hands on them, and they were bloody cheap as well, so I really wouldn't mind getting the rest for regular price because really that could not be missed. I'm sure all of you know what the Mortal Instruments are about, but I'm way behind. So I'm just going to refresh my knowledge by reading the first book synopsis, which is City of Bones. So, Clary Frey is seeing things, vampires in Brooklyn and werewolves in Manhattan. Irresistibly drawn to the Shadowhunters, a secret cadre of warriors dedicated to ridding the world of demons, Clary encounters the dark side of New York City and the dangers of forbidden love. So I'm really excited to jump into this. It's a well-loved series by a lot of people, yeah. Let's give it a go. It sounds like some sort of urban fantasy, and I tend to like any subgenre of fantasy, so hopefully this will be a good one. Next we're going to enter this massive bag of books, and again some of them are from my trip to Chelmsford. So I think this is the last lot of stuff that I got in Chelmsford, and this is, I believe, part of a trilogy, and it's the Scavenger trilogy by KJ Parker. I got this in the British Heart Foundation up there, and they had a lot of good books. They sounded really, really cool, and honestly I picked these up because of the really alluring covers. So the first one is called Shadow, the second one is called Pattern, Does that say pattern? I think so. And the third one is called Memory, and they all look really, really cool. So I'll just read what it's about. A man wakes in the wilderness amid scattered corpses and inquisitive crows. He has no memory of who he is or how he came to be here. The only clues to his former existence lie in his apparent skill with a sword and fragmented dreams that permeate his sleep. The evidence of his past must lie somewhere, but masquerading as a god in the company of the mysterious coppice seems an unlikely place to start looking. Yet as their journey leads north, answers begin to emerge. Each one points to a riddle far more complex than he could ever have imagined, and a truth he may not wish to believe. Yeah, sounds really, really interesting. I think this was under the science fiction and fantasy section. And then, oh my god, another selection of random stories. Basically, there's this doctor surgery that has like this little library, but you can keep the books, and somebody had dumped a lot of these books here, and I had noticed them from the works. They even still have the stickers from the works, but I haven't seen them around for a while, so hopefully I can get the rest. But anyway, Mum picked these up for me. I have the Morganville Vampires books by Rachel Kane, and I have book 3 Midnight Alley, book 11 Last Breath, book 12 Black Dawn, it was a bit difficult to read, book 14 Fall of Night, and lastly book 13 Bitten Blood. So I bloody hope I enjoy this series whenever I get around to getting book 1, because I've already decided I'm quite invested in it. And they are a bit beaten up, but to be honest I don't really mind. So yeah, hopefully I can get the others eventually and enjoy them enough to carry on with the series. Otherwise I've got so many books and I want to read them. I want to, so yeah. And lastly, this stuff was all from Joe. I think one of his colleagues, he goes to boot sales a lot, and he gives like a lot of the stuff that he can't sell on eBay to Joe, so he gave him quite a bit of manga. And for the longest time, I don't know how it took me so long to realise that there was this bag full of manga in my room, and I knew that was not mine. So I asked Joe, and I'm like, dude, is this yours? How long has it been there? And he was like, yeah, that is mine. And then he said, anyway, you can have what you want in there, to be honest. So I picked 4, and I think there was like 6 or 8 manga in total, so yeah, I got like half of it, or the majority. So the first one here is D.N. Angel by Yukiru Sujisaki. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So this says, Daisuke Niwa is an ordinary middle school student with an extraordinary genetic condition. Whenever he starts longing for the girl of his dreams, he transforms into the legendary phantom thief Dark. The only way to lift the curse? To have his love returned, of course. But how can Daisuke win the heart of a girl he can't even romance? So yeah, I have seen this floating around a little bit. It's by the publishers Tokyo Pop. I think I've seen this in like Waterstones and stuff like that. If you guys want a collective review of the manga that I'm going to show you, or any reviews of these when I get around to them, just let me know. And equally, if you've got like spoiler free reviews you want me to check out, link them down below. Yeah, there's that one. And then there's a Black Cat. I think I've seen this in the library. This is by Kentaro Yabuki, and it's a Shonen Jump manga. So this is about Train Hartnett, also known as Black Cat. He was an infamous assassin for a great organisation called Kronos, until he abandoned that cold-blooded existence to live life on his own terms as an easygoing bounty hunter. But is Train's past as far behind him as he thinks? So yeah, there is a bit more, but that sounds enough to me. The art style on the front looks pretty interesting. Yeah, can't wait to start those. This one I'm pretty sure I've seen in my library as well. This is another Tokyo Pop published one, and this is Gothic Sports by Howdee-haie. That might be how you pronounce it. So Anya, the new girl at Howdee-haie, just isn't fitting in. Her dream is to join one of the school's elite sports teams, but when she tries out, she's instantly rejected. Anya doesn't get mad though, she gets even. When she meets other misfits who've been similarly written off, they form their own soccer team, complete with cool edgy uniforms. They may not be the most experienced, but they've got something no other team has. Style. Say hello to the world's first Gothic Lolita soccer team, and that's the line that sucked me in. I love Gothic Lolita fashion. I don't dress too much into it, and if I do, it's more casual. But I love it, and honestly, I can't comprehend how they think they can win against people that have experience and skill just because they've got style, but it sounds like it might be hilarious, and yeah, I need to check that out soon. The next one I got because it's like about Merlin and that sort of stuff, and it's Howdee-haie by Meg Cabot. She wrote what has she written? I can't remember. I've read a few books by her, and this is part of the Merlin prophecy. So this is in the style of manga, but you read it from, you know, in the Western way. You read it from left to right. Did I say that right? Rather from right to left. So it's got the style, the paneling and that sort of stuff, but you read it as you would read a traditional Western book. This is what it says in the back. It says it continues, but I don't know if it's a first or a second. Oh, it says it's the first one in here, but let's just see what it says. If it gets spoiled, then it doesn't really matter. Don't watch this part if you don't want to get spoiled, maybe. I don't know. It's also produced by Tokyo Pop. Anyway, life's been pretty exciting for Ellie since she joined Howdee-haie. She's doing great at school. She's a star of the track team, and oh yeah, she's dating the super hot class president Will, who also happens to be the alleged reincarnation of King Arthur. Ellie isn't sure she really believes Will is a reincarnated king, and Will finds it a stretch too, but their doubts may prevent an age of enlightenment, the Merlin prophecy, from coming about. And whatever they believe, their lives are definitely in danger. And also, I just realised, yes, she did the Princess Diaries, but I didn't read those. Funnily enough, I think I read All American Girl, and I feel like I've read one other, but maybe not. So yeah, I think this is going to be just a little fun little thing to whiz through. I'm not going to take it too seriously. But yeah, and then the last one that Joe let me have, another Tokyo Pop one, is The Dreamin' by Queenie Chan. Now this is also written in like the Western style from left to right, so but it's just kind of in the manga style, in art form, that sort of way. So yeah, when twin sisters Amber and Jeannie are accepted into an exclusive Australian boarding school, their future looks bright, but the school's halls harbour a terrible secret. Students have been known to wander into the surrounding bushlands and vanish without a trace. No one knows where they went or why, but as Amber and Jeannie are about to learn, the key to the school's dark past may lie in the world of their dreams. So that sounds kind of spooky. I don't think it's going to be too scary, but just maybe a little bit unnerving. But anyway, that concludes this very long haul. Thank you again to Shane, sorry again, for sending me 2 of your beautiful books, and for Joe, I guess, for giving me some of his manga, and for Mother for picking up those Morganville books, and for myself. Oh, and Joe again, thank you for buying me some of those books, and yes, for myself for also buying books. And for you for watching. Thank you, everybody. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you've read any of the books / manga that I have shown you, or if you're wanting to. Again, leave links for reviews if you'd like me to read / watch them. And yeah, I'll speak to you next time. Bye, take care.